The name Cochra comes from ancient Albanian mythology. Known as Bolla or Bulla in southern Albania, it is the sleeping dragon of Albanian mythology. The serpent sleeps throughout the entire year, only waking up on St. George's Day, where its faceted silver eyes peer into the world. The Bolla does this until it sees a human, whom it devours. Satisfied with this, the monster closes its eyes and sleeps again. In its 12th year, the Bolla evolves by growing 9 tongues, horns, spines, and larger wings. At this time, it will learn how to use its formerly hidden fire-breathing abilities, and is now called a Cochra. Albanians say that when Cochra is seen flying through the air, sparks of fire spit and sparkle from its body. The Cochra can cause droughts and requires human sacrifices to appease it. It is sometimes also represented as an enormous woman with a hairy body and pendulous breasts. It is said to be the second stage of maturation, in the 9th, of the mythical creature known as the Bolla. However, my Google Fu kinda sucks, so I can't really find any information about these later stages, but the idea of dragons going through different stages of evolution, so to speak, isn't really new. For example, in China, it was believed that dragons were born from stone-like eggs, taking whole millennia to hatch. When the hatchlings emerged from their eggs, water streams from the eggs, and the young dragons would let out great cries, bringing forth storms and lightning. It was said that it would take 1,500 years for a dragon to reach its full maturity, 500 for their characteristic horns to grow, and another 1,000 years for their wings to develop. However, dragons were not necessarily born. A legend from northeast England tells of the Lambton worm, where a youth named Child Lambton, skipping church one Sunday, fished up a surprisingly strong worm, no bigger than a few inches. After showing his catch to an old servant passing by and declaring it the devil himself, Lambton dumps it into a nearby well. Years pass, and Lambton, now a man, takes on the Crusader's cross as penance for missing church just that one time. During this time, the worm has also grown into a large dragon, making the well water poisonous and killing villagers. Lambton eventually comes back from the Crusades and rids his village of the dragon. Now Vritra, the enveloper, comes from ancient Hindu mythology. He is an asura, or an evil power-seeking deity, sometimes considered sinful and materialistic, and was also known as Ahi, or snake. Vritra takes the form of a dragon with sharp claws, large fangs, scales, and a deadly tail the size of the biggest trees, and is a personification of drought. He is eventually killed by Indra for stealing the world's waters. Indra was the god of wars, storms, and the heavens, and was also king of the Devas, basically the opposite of an asura. Now there's a few versions of the Vritra Indra myth. The main one comes from the Rig Veda, a collection of ancient Indian sacred Vedic Sanskrit hymns. Vritra keeps the waters of the world for himself until he was killed by Indra. Indra does this by first getting drunk, then storming the dragon's 99 fortresses and liberating the waters. I suppose he needed the liquid courage. Vritra broke Indra's 2 jaws during the battle, but was then thrown down by Indra and killed. For this, Indra became known as Vitrahan, Slayer of Vritra, and was also known as Slayer of the Firstborn of Dragons. Some people think that Indra's defeat of Vritra takes place again whenever strong winds and rains arrived after a seasonal drought, such as those associated with a monsoon. Other versions of this myth describe how Indra, in a fit of rage, beheaded his guru, Vishwarupa, for reciting Asura prayers. Vishwarupa's father isn't too pleased at this, obviously, and so creates Vritra to get revenge. Vritra, being a very large and selfish demon, decides to steal all the world's water for himself, putting the earth into drought. Vritra then challenges Indra, and is able to defeat the god and swallow him. However, the other gods force Vritra to vomit Indra out, and with the intervention of the Rishis, seers, and Vishnu, the supreme god, a truce was agreed upon. Indra agreed never to attack Vritra again with any weapon made of wood, metal, or stone, with anything dry or wet, or at any time during the day or night. However, Indra still wanted to kill the serpent. Indra decides to try to befriend Vritra, trying to learn of any weaknesses. Being unable to kill Vritra during the day or night, Indra decides to strike in the evening. Although he had a bow, Indra needed something much more powerful that would, in a single blow, destroy Vritra and release the waters that he stored in his belly. Indra reached into the sky and grabbed his lightning bolt, Vritra. By an illusion, Vritra missed over to be the foamy wave of the sea. As Vritra zoomed towards Indra in a swooping glide with his claws open and mouth snarling, Indra hurled his lightning bolt at the dragon. The bolt hit the demon across his stomach, splitting the lizard's belly and releasing all the world's waters back to the land. Now, other special stuff about the whip that I haven't already mentioned. A perfect parry for the whip is just a stiletto move, as is with all weapons' perfect parries. Speaking of, the whip's stiletto move is unique in that fact that it doesn't actually move you forward. It's the only one that doesn't move you forward. And the whip's special torture attack is something. Also, I have tested this. I found that you cannot cowgirl spin enemies like Fearless and Fairness, or Beloved, because they're just way too big. I'm pretty sure you can do it on Braze, and yeah, everyone else is just fair game. Everyone.